Welcome to Bluff City Bets, a Bluff City media podcast. Join Daniel Greer and Chase Bobbitt as they give their plays of the day and strategies for success as a sports bettor. Now, let's get to the show.
We are Bluff City Bets. We're here to make you just a little bit smarter and make your cash go a little bit farther. I am your host, Daniel Greer, and I have with me my main guy. He is Chase Bobbitt. What's up, man?
What's up? How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. This is Bluff City Bets, and this is going to be a fun show. We were here last week. Unfortunately, I did not cash my official play, but Chase did. What was your official play? It was Denver, was it +3?
Denver +3 in the game that beat the Suns by 30 or whatever. I could have gone to bed after the first quarter and known that was a cash. So that was nice. Brunson, he seemed like he started slow, and then he almost seemed like he was going to get it at the end and then just gassed out. I think the amount of minutes almost were a bad thing towards the end of that game for him.
That's the only thing that worried me on my Jalen Brunson over 4.5 rebounds. It was a -140. It's a little juicy, but he had 4, and I felt good. I'm like, all right, there's 6 minutes to go in the game. He's going to play. If he loses this game, he's done, right? So he's going to play well. He played every minute of those last 6 for sure, and literally was close to so many. And then I think it was Julius Randle or Mitchell Robinson who just grabbed the rebound right next to him. Like just
Randle couldn't do it for me last time, and he decided to ruin it this game. He's on my no bet list.
Dead. He's dead. All right, we're going to get into 4 segments. As you know, it's going to be, we're going to go around the league, talk a little bit about that. Then we're going to hit on some bad beats and big cash. We're going to then give you what to play, what games we're looking at, what's around, completely hit on that, break it down, give you some more stats, some trends. And then last thing we'll do is give you our official plays and get out of here. So going around the league, we've obviously we're going into soccer a little bit last week, talking more about basketball and baseball, but looking around the league, anything that excites you at all?
I mean, and it will kind of be the topic, at least from my end, for the whole show today, is this Lakers-Nuggets series, especially after that crazy game we had last night, and just kind of looking at what the angle is. I think that the books are a lot sharper are a lot closer to what I believe is going to happen than if you listen to all the talking heads or read Twitter, where I wouldn't say that it almost seemed like everyone was kind of giving the Lakers a moral victory after this game because they came back, which I guess is true. They didn't get blown out because they had to be down 20 plus after the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken, or close to it. And people seem to have this narrative that they maybe figured something out with Jokic and playing 80 off Jokic and putting someone on. I don't think it really matters as much as people are kind of putting it out to be. I know Anthony Davis played well, but the fact that Anthony Davis, who I'm not a huge fan of, and I don't trust him in any capacity longer than like short little stints against the Grizzlies, of course. But I don't trust. He had a great game. He had 40 points, 10 rebounds, and they still lost. And I don't see Jokic being stopped by whatever Darvin Ham and the Lakers throw at him. So, and again, I think a lot of people are almost giving the Lakers a moral victory here, but the books, I think the Nuggets are like minus 240 to win the series now. So obviously, minus 280. So the books agree with me that I think the Nuggets are going to get this done. If you take the series spread, it's -1.5. So Nuggets and 6 would get you that, right? No. Yeah, Nuggets and 6 would get you that. So I like that at -1.5 for the series spread for the Nuggets. But just in general, I think there's a lot of good value in this series after that first game. And I think we saw a lot from that.
Yeah. So hold on. So what 1.5? Wouldn't they need to win by 2?
So if they won the series 4-2, that would mean they won in 6.
Right.
So
Okay.
They won game 7 and 4-3. So Nuggets and 6 or better would be -1.5, which is -114. It's just split down the middle. It was that at the start of the series. It's that now. Obviously, they say the series don't start until a away team wins a game, and we know that what the Nuggets can do at home. But I just think that the Nuggets, if you watch them, they're just a juggernaut. There's really no weakness in the team. You may get caught on just a bad shooting night, but again, Jokic is just going to get whatever he wants. There's no way to really defend him. If he gets doubled, he's finding the pass. If not, he's cooking whoever it may be, even Anthony Davis one-on-one. So I'm very confident in the Nuggets getting out of this series in 6 games or less.
I'm actually on the same way as you are. Like I expect this to be a Denver series. I just think they are a much better team. I heard actually people talking today saying that they thought that the Lakers figured it all out.
Mm,
I didn't see that because the simple fact is like, what are they going to do? So they're going to now put Rui Hachimura on Nikola Jokic, right?
that's the
Nikola,
idea.
Nikola Jokic is going to cook him.
Yeah,
Like
and the whole
I
thing,
don't
I guess
understand.
they think that then Anthony Davis plays in like kind of a helper role and kind of sagging off of whoever's in that opposite corner, which is normally Aaron Gordon or I think Jeff Green.
Yeah.
But it comes to a point where those guys are either going to make the shot, or if Jokic is doubled, does it really matter at this point after what we saw? I know he slowed down towards the end of the game, but I still don't think he's in great shape. He's just, fat loaf who just destroys everyone. So, I mean, he's going to burn out to an extent. So, but yeah, I don't think that the Lakers have figured it out as much as people seem to think they have.
Yeah, I'm on the same way as you there. I don't get it, man. I just don't understand that. That thinking doesn't make sense to me. I just think that there should be a legit play on Nikola Jokic on a triple double. And that's kind of what I'm
Every
looking
time.
at. It's minus 123 is the lowest odds I've seen so far. That's a little juicy for me. So if you look at other reasons and other plays to do, and we'll kind of just target this game a little bit. So the one number I see is 13.5 for rebound. He averages 14 against them this season. He's actually hit that 2 of 5 games. So it's not like he's going way over that number. Most of those games were all before in the early part of January and before in the season. So Jokic in the last 10, he's averaging 13.9 rebounds, and that does include that 21 rebound game in game 1. I'm just curious if it needs to be kind of hesitant on the rebounds because maybe he's going to be more of a facilitator. And so he will look to be the guy who drives and the guy who dishes. So if you actually look at the number, it's 10.5 is his assist line. In the last 2 games against them, he's put up 30 assists in 2 games, 14 last game. Do you like that 10.5 assists against this next game? It's minus 105, and he's now hit that in 5 games in a row overall in the playoffs.
Yeah, I definitely do. And it always throws me off with him because you see a number that high, and regardless of how good he is as a passer, you see that number that high for anyone, even when James Harden, he was sitting at like 9.5, 8.5 pretty much all year in all of his opening. I do like it just because the ball is in his hands every single time they go down the court. And again, I've some of these passes he gets off, I've just never seen anything like it. And I think that, again, if they try to play this new style of defense against him, that's going to, if the whole idea is to contain him from scoring, if they're going to play this way. So I think that's only going to open up the assist numbers even more. And it seems like he's getting, and Denver's a very good, I think they're an underrated team shooting the ball.
Yeah.
I think almost people don't give them enough credit for how well they can shoot the ball with Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray, especially, and KCP, and Bruce Brown can knock down a couple here or there. So I like that. And I know you just mentioned the triple-double. If you kind of going back even further where you say you like Denver, on FanDuel, the player performance double, you can take Jokic triple-double and Denver to win at plus 132. So it kind of combines those two for you. Again, I mean, if he gets a triple-double, you're going to assume that, I don't know what the stats are, but I'm sure it's high. When he gets a triple-double, they're going to win X amount of time. So I think that's also something you could throw in there to maybe beef it up a bit.
Yeah. So the odds don't scare me at minus 123 enough to make it go to plus 135. If that was plus 155, I would definitely think about it. But at plus 135, I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah, it's not enough of a risk.
But how much is the difference, though? So if I'm going to go over, get 11 assists, how important is that one extra assist? Because he obviously has to get to 10, and that's what I always look at. And so is there any thought process maybe that goes, to you and looking at this, like, all right, I have one that's minus 123. I think he's going to get 10 points, right? That's an easy one. He should get 10 rebounds, but obviously he's screwed people in the past. maybe the way they play him defensively, they want to keep him on the outside. So they're going to say, hey, if you want to stay out there, we're going to build a wall in a sense with two guys and keep you out there. If you want to pass, then go ahead. Does that scare you for rebounds? Because that pretty much limits you on offensive rebounds. So you're going to get them all defensively.
And his rebounds are kind of strange too, because when you're talking about those offensive rebounds, almost every time I watch him, he has these spurts where he almost gets 3 or 4 in one possession, where he gets kind of a little tip thing going, and he'll do it like 3 times. I think every time I've watched him play, it seems like he did it. He had 12 in the first quarter, game 1, and I think he had 3 or 4 just like that. Like he almost misses it and just gets it back and keeps going. And if their whole idea is to keep him out of the paint, I think that can limit it. So I definitely I like him to get over that. I think he gets 12, 13 rebounds. So I'm not, at that 13 and a half, it does make me a bit concerned. But I'm confident. And then the assist, again, if I were to be in that position, and again, I'm not much of a risk taker sometimes, so I'd probably just take it for the triple-double just in case. I wouldn't want to be in that position where that half assist kills me.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if he gets 10, he's probably going to get 11, but that's just kind of the way I am, that I'd rather play it safe there and eat a bit of juice, if you will.
No, I agree. I think that's a safer play, even though it is a little bit more juicy. There's a reason it's minus 123 compared to minus 105. More than likely, what I'm doing is I'm going to wait and kind of see if there's some kind of boost or something that comes out, especially if it's a play I really like and it's already juiced. More than likely, if it's minus 140 to minus 150, it's not going to go much higher than that. It's either going to go to the next number or it's going to fall. And early on, and I always say that's kind of, something to pay attention to. If you like a number and you see a number and you like the odds, you have to go play it. You have to hit it, because more than likely it's going to move if you like it that much, because you like it as well as probably a lot of other people. And there's a reason you like it. But that's usually for the over. If it's the under, I'm going to let it sit there. And the reason is because you can get unders right before a game, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 5 hours before a game. And you can actually get better numbers going if you want to go under, because usually if people are buying, they're buying them up, right? They're usually not buying a number down for the most part. And so unless it's just a big player, you can probably find the under down closer to the game. And so that's what I would always look at. But there's no unders that I'm looking at right now. But I do know that every main player they have, right? So you're talking about LeBron, Anthony Davis, Jamal Murray, and Nikola Jokic all went over on their points. As currently they all went over on their points. I don't know if that's happening again. So that's a little scary. It's a little worrisome. But I have a play from that game as well as you do. We both have plays from that game in our official plays, so make sure you stay tuned to there. But anything else you have on this before we move into bad beats and big cash?
No, that's really all for this game.
Yep, I agree. This is the main game I'm looking at. I looked around baseball, and there wasn't much that I kind of saw. What to play? I'm going to give you a baseball play there and something, a game that I'm targeting, and I'll tell you why. But we're going to get to bad beats and big cash. We need some music right there. The bad beats and the big cash. All right, any bad beats or bad tickets you saw that were just like, throw up level?
Well, I wouldn't say throw up level, but one of my own, or two of my own, actually. One of them I would say is throw up level. First one was Celtics 76ers over 201.5 points. It finished at 201. No, sorry, 200. Oh. Exactly. And of course, that was the game game 7, where the 76ers decided to score 10 points in the third quarter after me basically not turning the game off, but kind of checking out, already mentally cashing that. So that was painful. I mean, 10 points in a quarter, and then you get towards the end of the game, garbage time. They put the scrubs in. Well, they're going to try, last game of the season. Yeah. Maybe show something for a new contract, and these guys are just bricking layups left and right. I've never seen so many missed layups right at the rim than I did, especially for the 76ers. So that was tough. And then I know we talked off camera before about hockey, and again, don't know much about hockey. I bought down a bunch of overs in hockey and Major League Soccer over the weekend. It was plus 350, and it was the Oilers, which I come to find out were led the league in goals scored per game throughout the season. Season on the line. They had to win this game. I think they down 3-2, I guess, going into this game. Scored 2 goals. It was over 2.5 goals. Scored 2 goals in the first 5 minutes of the game, and then didn't score again for the remainder of the game. So that was painful. I turned it on. I watch hockey here or there, not much, but again, for a plus 350 ticket, I was locked in. I had another leg of that, which was soccer, which was over 2.5 goals. And no, sorry, it was over half a goal for the San Jose Earthquakes in the MLS. If anyone watches MLS, they scored in the 94th minute, last kick of the ball to cash that. And the Oilers are cashing that easily. I already cashed this ticket. And of course, that's the one that ended up killing me. So those are 2 personal ones I had. Yeah, I mean, every week it's going to be my own personal story for this bad week.
I'll share a personal one that I had tonight. We're recording this like we always do on Wednesday nights, release for Thursday. I had the Braves and the who are they playing right now? Texas Rangers. And so I took, looking at one of the guys I actually trust in baseball, and he had this play. So I very much copied it from him, but I thought it was a great play. And so it was Spencer Strider to have 8 strikeouts, and then Evaldi to have 5 strikeouts. Both guys are very good strikeout pitchers. Both guys have hit this number 100% of the games this season. It was a minus 120. I felt good about it. I liked them both to go over their number of 5.5 and 8.5. So I thought they would go over that. It's a comfortable play. Spencer Strider comes out of the game with 7 strikeouts. Okay. He pitched 5 innings and he only had, let me look it up real quick. He had 88 pitches on the game. 88. So he's not even at 100. Yeah. He gave up 4 runs off of 2 home runs in the 2 innings prior, but he came out in the 5th inning and he looked really good again, but they pulled him. And then the next inning, the next guy gives up another earned run to lose the lead there. That's infuriating. The one that he had 88 pitches, like just put him out there for one more inning. 12 pitches.
He's not doing that bad.
No, he's not doing that bad. So that pissed me off. The one that I do that's the terrible one. This is the bad beat, and I saw this and laughed. So it was a plus 6,328. Another one that you can find off of Pickett. So shout out to Pickett. If you want to go over there and get and sign up on Pickett, you literally get $3 Venmo to you for just signing up. All you have to do is go over to Pickett, Pikkit, and put in code Bluff City Bets, and they will give you $3 for just signing up. You might get more. It might be your lucky day, and they give you $100. But everybody that's guaranteed $3. But over there on the bad beats section, I looked at this as a plus 6,328. Every one of these looks good. I'm like, all right, LeBron James over 19.5 points. Anthony Davis over 1 assist. LeBron over 4.5 assists. So I'm like, all right, well, where did he lose it on? And then I get down here to this one, and it was a minus 1,429 part of the 21 leg parlay. It was his highest leg, 14.29. And it was D'Angelo Russell, 1 rebound.
He didn't play the whole 4th quarter, I don't think.
And he missed it off of 1 D'Lo rebound.
It's always the last one. There's no reason to put it in there. It's probably got him an extra $25, and that's the one. And
it's sickening.
That's gross.
Sickening. That's gross. All right, let's go over to the big cash. Any big cashes you've had recently or you've seen?
So to cancel out my plus 350 loss, let me pull it up on my phone. I had a plus 223 win, which again, I don't know much about baseball. This is just basic Google searching to find this. I don't recommend anyone doing that. Do your actual research. It was Acuna from the Braves. I have a hit. It was Framber Valdez from the Astros over 6.5 strikeouts. And then it was the Padres to beat the Royals in that first game. I know that the Padres have lost 2 cents to the Royals, which I've been on the wrong side of that both times too, just throwing them in there. Because I thought the Royals were the worst team in baseball. But so yeah, plus 223 there. Not great, not the biggest of odds, but it was nice to see one go through the hoop after some of the losses this weekend.
No, I like that. Man, I'm a big fan of that. Right now, I am currently tracking a Derek White points and rebounds. He has 10. I need him over 10.5. So we need one more, either rebound or point. So big fan of that. Big cash. I had 3 the other day, and these are not big numbers. I had a plus 144, a minus 105, and a plus 110. Not that big a deal, but 3 of these combined. And this is what I am good at personally. And these are just 1+ hit parlays. I had 3 that happened, and one of them was a 3-player 1-hit parlay, and that was the plus 144. But they all 3 cashed. So it pretty much means that I picked 7 guys, and they all had a hit. Why I don't play that just for fun for $1 or $2 for all of them just to get 1 hit, it would have probably got me like another $50 off a cheap.
Yeah.
It's just stupid that I don't do that. But the fact that I got 7 and I had them all in 3 different ways, it made a little cash for me. And so it was nice to have sweep the board usually on my hit parlays.
Join the Discord, everyone out there, and that's where you release all those plays on the Discord, right?
Yep. All of them were on there. Yep.
Missing out.
Yep, definitely missing out. All right, let's get into that's a segment we're going to kind of have some fun with. As it keeps growing, we'll get better at that part. That's probably our worst segment, just because we're just looking around, just goofing off. But we'll eventually we'll have more fun with that segment. All right, let's go into what to play. And so this is going to be where we spend majority of our time. And so what are you looking to play? Anything that you're targeting right now ahead of time? This is coming out Thursday, so this might be early plays that we need to hit on and maybe some late plays. So just kind of give the people what they want.
Yeah, so this one is for going back to that Nuggets-Lakers series, and this one won't cash until the series is over, but I think that you're getting a good number now. It is Jamal Murray to lead the series in three-pointers made at minus 145. So just looking from game 1, Austin Reeves is currently leading the series in three-pointers made with 5. I'll bet everything I have that that's not going to be the way it ends. I know I've been since Austin Reeves torched the Grizzlies game 1 of the first round. I've always said, eventually he's going to fall down to earth. I think he will. He's not hitting 5 every game. I can tell you that much. Jamal Murray had 4 in game 1. And I think just based on a volume perspective, and you're going to get the most looks from Murray than anyone else. And I think as the series progresses, he's going to be the constant one to put up these shots and hit these threes. So I think at minus 145, you're getting good odds. Also, the Lakers are 13th out of the 16 teams that have played in the playoffs in threes per game attempted. So the Lakers don't shoot a lot of threes. We know that. So I think you're just getting a good number, a very comfortable number. I know it's a bit of juice at minus 145, but I do really like Jamal Murray to lead the series in three-pointers. I would think Michael Porter Jr. would be the only one who would really compete down the stretch with him there. But I'm going to go with Murray, who's probably going to take more shots at the end of the day.
Yeah, I would. I like that play. It's a little juicy, right? Minus 145, but I think that there's potential there as a safe play. You're probably not finding better odds. I imagine it was probably closer to minus 250 when the series started. And there's no way that Austin Reeves is going to keep doing that. There's just zero chance.
This is the best number you're going to get for the remainder of the series. So I would take it when you can.
And that's the thing is, like, some people forget, like, hey, sometimes these numbers, they could go back up. Because they will 100%. All right. So a couple of games I'm looking at is in baseball for Saturday. And these are 2 teams that are not very good. But I also think that these are 2 teams that have 2 terrible pitchers. And that's going to be the Washington Nationals and the Detroit Tigers, for the simple fact that both of the guys on the mound are absolutely garbage. Patrick Corbin and Alex Faedo. Like, they're not good. It's a Saturday game. It's a Saturday matinee. It's a 3:00 game. Both guys give up a lot of hits. So if you're looking for somebody, check the lineups that day. Check them around noon, right? There's not much going to change. Check the lineups. Go ahead and pick 2 people that have really good averages. Maybe if you want to dig down a little bit, if you want to go over to props.cash, that's what we use. You can maybe hit us up in the Discord, use our actual props.cash bot. All you got to do is put that in there, and then you'll be able to see who you think might be hitting good against Patrick Corbin, who's a lefty, right? And then you look for maybe somebody that hits right-handed hitters good on the Washington Nationals. So that's what I would do. I will have a play on this game at some point, but I promise you these dudes are going to get lit up. and these teams are bad. And so these teams are not terrible at hitting. So I trust that they're going to be good at hitting. So that's one game that I'm going to target. But also, if I'm looking at this Braves and this Mariners, I am a Braves fan, so I'm going to hit on the Braves a lot just because I know a lot about them. But I'm also looking at these games. There's going to be a lot of runs scored in these games. And so if you're looking at the Seattle Mariners and the Atlanta Braves, these games are the weekend. It's a inter-squad game, right? So it's AL versus NL. They don't know a lot about each other. And so usually you're going to leave a ball over the middle, and these guys are going to be swinging like crazy. So look at the total runs and those to be paying attention to. But that's all I really see in baseball. There's not much that is close that's going to be happening. But that's the two games I'm kind of looking at to see if I can get some hits and maybe some runs in. Anything else that you have for what to play? Because we have obviously a lot that we can go through.
Yeah, so this is more of just a conversation to have since you are the more of a baseball guy. These no-run first innings, where do you stand on those? Do you do them? Is that something I've been doing them just honestly for fun? No more than just for fun. I hit one parlay today. I'll parlay two of them together just if I'm sitting there and have nothing to do before usually the NBA games start. Do you play any of them? Do you like them? I always I don't know enough about baseball. I always get scared to put yes runs first inning, so I always do no, but what do you stand on that whole thing?
I'd say yes runs are tough, but if you think about it, if you look at a pitcher that has really bad, maybe he needs to get settled in more, and that's a lot of pitchers. Honestly, they need time to get settled in.
Mm-hmm.
They need time to get settled in, and you have your best hitters coming up first. There's potential. The problem is like the flow of the game. Usually, you can't get in it, and so you don't know how it's going to go. The first innings are always tough. The only thing I do like playing is no runs first inning. But, man, still, that's even tough. I think if you're going to play the no run first inning, it's got to just be a fun play.
Yeah.
I like parlays can be fun if you're going to do a low amount. So if you're going to do like a quarter of a unit on, 2 or 3 or 4 of them, just to have some fun. It's a great maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes now max, maybe 20.
It's a nice little sweat
Yes.
to get the day going. I had it today. I hit the one, and then my second was the Mets Rays game, no run first inning, which hit. Parlayed that with the Mariners and the Red Sox, and got through the top of the first with the Mariners Red Sox, and then Red Sox score with 2 outs to kill that. But they're a fun, just kind of I saw there was like a whole thing on Twitter a couple years ago, like just talking about those. So I thought that was just something to bring up if someone's looking for a fun little sweat to watch. Even if you don't like baseball, it's still a fun thing to bet.
Yeah, and if you also look at it, I don't know if you know this, but another shout out to our friends over at props.cash. If you go to the main front page, you can go on no runs first innings, and it actually tells you your implied probability. It also tells you the record that they have in the first inning, whether they have allowed runs or not. They break it down to either home or away, depending on where they're pitching. It breaks it down completely, and it gives you your implied probability. Maybe we do something fun with that. And every game that's over 70% implied, maybe we just go ahead and throw some dollars on it. We'll put it up on over on our Twitter page. And so let's do that tomorrow. We'll pick out we'll pick out a few games. Any game that's over 70%, we'll parlay it, and we'll do that for a little bit and kind of see if we can kind of have some fun with that.
Let's do it.
All right, I liked it. All right. What to play? Things I'm kind of looking at is I'm looking at the NBA right now. We have a game going on. Do you have a number? What the score might be right now?
It is 110 to 103 Miami with 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Jimmy Butler fadeaway. They're up 10 or up 9 now with 6 minutes to go.
112, 103. Sheesh.
Miami, what is up with this? You always think, eventually they're going to fall down to earth. But, I mean, Jimmy Butler, 29 points. Jaylen Brown can't dribble. I've never seen someone be unable to dribble as much as him. Jaylen Brown. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know what I think this is going to be one of those things that Boston was like minus 550 to start this series.
Yeah.
To win the series. So even with this Miami win, they're still going to be a big favorite.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see, where you could maybe find some value in this series. and kind of how that all plays out.
Well, this number was minus 8.5 when it opened, right? Or
Yeah.
when I think when the game started, it was minus 8.5. If the Miami Heat come on to win game 1, you can 100% expect that this number is going to probably be higher than that. And it's going to be funny. It's going to be weird. And it scares me because I think that Ryan, who's he also does a podcast here, Free Basketball. He's part of Bluff City Media. He was saying that he would probably pick the Boston Celtics to win by 26 plus in game 2 if they lose in this first game. It scares me because that line could obviously move up, and it could be the Miami Heat plus 10.5 in game 2 after they just win. That would be crazy to me that you would possibly not take them. You would actually back the Celtics again.
Yeah, I think I've seen a stat, and I don't know it off the top of my head, but it is a crazy number when the home team loses game 1, because we saw it happen a couple times. Golden State had happened to. Obviously, Memphis had happened to. That team that loses game 1 at home normally comes out and covers the spread at a ridiculous rate.
Right.
I think Chris Vernon was talking about it. I don't remember exactly what it was, but something crazy. So but yeah, if they end up losing this game, I bet you it ends up being double-digit spread.
Yeah, so be careful. So even if you do have a team that wins game 1, if it's a road team, just know they're probably going to get their brains kicked in because the other team knows they just need to take one.
Yeah,
then they can go back
home and then have to fly across the country to Miami, and that would just be. I mean, it really would be do or die at that point for him. Jimmy Butler just can't miss, so it's probably what's going to happen here.
Sheesh. Wow. All right, well, stay tuned to that. Obviously, you all, when you were listening to this, you know the outcome of that game. It is now going to be game 2 for the Los Angeles Lakers and the Denver Nuggets. Any projections on game 2 that you're looking at for the Lakers and Nuggets?
It's sitting at 5.5 right now, right?
Right, that's correct.
So I mean, they push game 1. I'd back the Nuggets at minus 5.5. Honestly, I think that the Nuggets look better I mean, obviously there was the Lakers comeback, but I'm very confident in the Nuggets, as we talked about earlier, just kind of staying with that theme, handling at least their games at home. I mean, the Nuggets are one of, if not the best teams in the NBA at home. So I would definitely take them at the 5.5. I think a lot of people will be taking the Lakers plus 5.5, which makes me like it even more at minus 5.5.
Hey, so hold on that. So because it is the Lakers, would you feel confident in staying away from the number until you find maybe that number drop a little bit, maybe down to minus 4.5? Because it's the Lakers, it's prime time.
That you're going to get the Lakers. I mean, anything with the Lakers, you're going to get the LeBron fans, the Laker fans, people who just, don't look into it as much and say, oh, the Lakers, LeBron James, 5.5 point underdog. So I think I would wait. I bet you it ends up dropping to 4.5, 4 by tip. So that's one of those we've talked about, or you've talked about, waiting and trying to find your number. So I think that would be a good strategy. And then by the time people listen to this, it probably already will be or close to 4.5. So I would definitely wait a bit. Over under is 226, correct?
Yes. I was going to talk about that.
That's interesting. I mean, obviously it got obliterated in game 1.
258 points in game 1.
Yeah. The Nuggets,
but also said everybody hit their points number, even Austin Reeves.
You have to assume that not every. I mean, if you're a square bettor and just don't know much about betting, people probably made a fortune off that game 1, because anyone who just threw all the overs in there, parlayed them together, probably think they have this whole thing figured out. But it's someone, eventually you would think that someone's not. That's a crazy number for all those guys to go over. 226 is low. Obviously, Denver, their offense just doesn't seem to really stall. There's just so many ways that they can score. I think it would be more the Lakers flaming out than anything. But again, the Nuggets defense is decent, not great. So at 226, I honestly would have expected it to be higher than 226, which makes me kind of indecisive on what to do there.
Yeah, it's scary. I don't know where to go on that. I think that number is very good, but I would probably go over that 226.5, because what I'm seeing in projections of a place that I kind of follow and trust a little bit, they have it at 230. And they have the score at 118 to 112 for the Denver Nuggets. And so obviously they clear the 5.5 as well. So it opened at -6 and now it's fallen down to -5.5. And so I'm hoping that maybe we're going to see that buy-in from the Lakers and it's going to fall down all the way down to maybe 4.5. At 4.5, I love it. So listen, we'll make that an official play. If it gets down to 4.5, we expect the Denver Nuggets to win by 5 or more. And I'll make it an official play. I'll have more than one this week. I'll say over the 226.5. All right. So over 226.5. And we'll do a fun official play together. And maybe I'll parlay these two just for fun, just for Bluff City Bets. We'll say it's over 4.5, -4.5. Sorry, -4.5. All right, we'll do that. I think that'll be fun because I think that'll have some buy-in in the game. Update: Derek White cashed. Straight cash, homie. That was one we put out in the Discord. So if you are a Discord member, make sure you go and sign up. It's $5. But if you sign up now, guess what? We'll give you a free month. One whole free month. That way you can find out, 1, do you like our plays? 2, are you a local fan in the Mid-South, the Memphis area? If you're not, no big deal. Don't worry about that. It's $5 a month. We'll give you 1 month free. All you have to do is use the code BCM-BETS, and that is Bluff City Media Bets, BCM-BETS, and it'll get you 1 month free just for signing up, for hanging out and being our friend. Not a big deal. All right, let's go ahead and keep moving. I think that was a lot in that segment. Let's go ahead and get into our official plays, and then we'll get out of here. Your official play, we'll let you go first and see if we can cash with you. Again, you're 1-1.
1-0, right?
I mean, 1-0. I'm sorry. We are 1-1.
We are 1-1.
You're 1-0. I'm 0-1.
We'll see. So this and mine is actually kind of strange because I know we just talked about Jokic to start the show and the rebounding aspect of that. But I'm going to go Nikola Jokic to lead the game in rebounds at -135. So again, he's going to, obviously, we'll see how the Lakers kind of adjust in terms of him maybe not getting as many offensive rebounds. But it's him against the field essentially in this spot. Anthony Davis did have 10 in game 1, which he would obviously be, your biggest threat unless LeBron James or Michael Porter Jr. just kind of went crazy. But Jokic has hit this in 6 of his last 7 games dating back to that Suns series. I think the only one he didn't hit was like at game 5, and I think Kevin Durant had 14 or something crazy. So you're going to need someone to do something a bit out of the ordinary for them to lead the game in rebounds other than Jokic. I also think that the way that Jokic plays, and AD only had 2 rebounds at halftime in that game and gobbled up a bunch as the Nuggets started to kind of stall out, miss shots, and kind of help the Lakers on that run. Jokic normally will get the ball at the top of the key away from the basket. We'll see if AD goes out with him, however that plays out. But he had 21 last game. He had 12 in the first quarter. Again, if he gets 13, I don't see Anthony Davis getting 13 rebounds. So I like Jokic over or to lead the game in rebounds as my official play.
I like that. I'm looking at the numbers right now, and Anthony Davis versus Denver Nuggets just this season. I'm looking at his quarter numbers right now. He's not really cleared. He has a 3.5 first quarter number. He's done it once in the 4 games they played. He had 1 in the first game of this matchup. So I'm going to look at what his number was. And so the third quarter, that's when he produces the most. Honestly, I guess of rebounds. He had a game of 6. He had a game of 4. Those are big. And let's look at the fourth quarter real quick. What just happened? Everything just died. All right, now we're back to the fourth quarter again. All right, here we go. Fourth quarter, Anthony Davis, he averages 3.5 against them. And so it looks like second half, Anthony Davis on rebounds is kind of the direction. So maybe that's something we target as well as we look at his number. If he's producing obviously at a high level, it's probably not going to keep going high. But if he's under his total number for the game looks to be 12.5. So if he's 5 or less, I'm going to hit the number at halftime as long as it's not super juiced -130, 140. Yeah. I'm probably going to look at, what is that number? Is it 10.5, 11.5, and it's a decent number? I'll probably hit that because more than likely he is producing on that second half. So that's something to watch
I know
as well.
Game 1, he had 2 at halftime. His live over-under was 7.5, and obviously
Oh, my God.
10. So that was a spot there that you could have gotten some value. And LeBron James he had 12 rebounds in Game 1. He had 9 in the 3 straight before that against the Warriors, and the Warriors are small. So LeBron's getting a lot of rebounds as well, playing a lot of minutes. So I like Jokic, who's the main rebounder for the Nuggets to hit that.
Yeah. Well, funny thing about this is LeBron in that third quarter, he had 0 rebounds in Game 1, and he's honestly out of the 4 games he's had against them, he's only had 4 total rebounds in the third quarter. So that's something to look at. Let's see what the fourth quarter he did. The fourth quarter he had another 4, and then he's averaging 2.8 in the fourth quarter. But if you look at that first quarter, he had 4. He had 4 in every quarter but the third quarter. The third quarter is abysmal for him, and I don't know if there's a way to bet that, but if you can bet the third quarter, go under on LeBron rebounds. I don't care what it is. He's only had 4 in a total of 4 games against the Denver Nuggets, and looks like he's just not a good rebounder coming out of halftime. So
he's old. He probably needs to warm up in that third quarter to get going for the fourth, would be my guess.
He's got to get lubed up. All right, let's. I'm going to go to my play real quick. I'm going to check out this score. What's the score on this game?
114, 110.
Wow,
I believe Miami. Yep, 2.5 minutes ago. 117 now. They just hit a 3. So
117, 110 with a minute and a half to go. Looks like this is a game 1. Yep, another missed shot. Looks like we could have a Miami Heat stealing game 1. Wow, never would have thought that.
They're not going to stop, I guess.
Wow. All right, Jimmy Butler. I am completely shocked by you. Now they're up 10. Butler just drained a 3. All right, let's go into mine. I'm going to go to Bruce Brown. He's going to be over 5.5 rebounds and assists. You can find this currently on FanDuel. This is out already. I cannot find this anywhere else at the very moment, but it is a minus 140. The reason it's minus 140 is because he's hit this in every single game he's played against the Lakers. Like every single one. Not just like some, but every single one. I'm going to pull up his numbers real quick, and so I can kind of read them off. He's what is this? First quarter. I got to get out of the first quarter. Here we go. All right. So on the year, he's averaging 7.3 rebounds and assists. 7.3. He's hit this in 70% of his games this year. He's still playing for the same team. Nothing has really changed. He averages 8 against the Lakers this season. He's cashed in every single game, so he's 5 for 5 in every single game this year. And so we're going to go with Bruce Brown for over 5.5 rebounds plus assists. And mainly he's getting it on his rebounds, but his assists have been good too. But he's very consistent. His last 10 games, the lowest amount he's had is 5. And so looks like this is going to be kind of a sweat, but I think that he ends up getting on his normal 6 that he usually averages in the last 10 games or so. And so we're going to go ahead and cash with Bruce Brown for over 5.5 rebounds and assists. And hopefully he pulls a Jimmy Butler and just keeps playing and just Mr. Consistency. That's what I'm hoping. Just needs to keep happening.
Throw the ball to Jokic and let him throw a shot up, get you an assist.
Yeah.
Or let
Jokic shoot. You just let everybody just, do their thing, and you just got to go down there and grab you a rebound. 1 a quarter. Perfect. 1 assist per half. That's all we ask.
All you need. It's simple.
Nothing
simple
crazy.
math.
It's not hard. You know what? We'll make sure he's aware of that. All right. Anything else you have on this? Because we're obviously hitting up on the 45-minute mark, so we want to get out of here. But anything else or any kind of information you want to share to the good people?
No, honestly, the soccer part of it, if anyone did follow that, we were good on the soccer side. Manchester City also did qualify today for the final, so I hope that some people, as we talked about, taking them as a future rather than the wait for the final, because now they're sitting at minus 240 for the final when you could have gotten the money line. I think we said like plus 125 or something like that. So I think that was something that hopefully, and soccer is one of those things that we do want to touch on and kind of, people may not be as familiar with. So I think that was something. And then looking at something similar, just an interesting way to kind of frame it. If you're looking at NBA Finals winners futures, I think a good way to do it, if you want a little bit of extra value, is taking the team's best players to win MVP. So if you think Denver's going to win the final, right now they're sitting at plus 135. Unless you have an Andre Iguodala situation, I'm comfortable to say that Jokic is probably going to win the MVP, as the best player normally does, and you can get that at plus 150. So I just think that, and obviously you're taking a bit of risk if Jamal Murray goes crazy or whatever it may be, but I just think that that's something. And if you're looking at, if you think the Heat are winning game 1 right now, they're plus 750 currently. This will probably change when this game finishes, to win the NBA Finals, and I think Jimmy Butler to win the MVP is plus 1900. So that's a bigger. I mean, if you're going to bet Miami plus 750, no one, especially in the Heat's scenario, to take Jimmy Butler plus 1900 to win the MVP. Again, something could happen crazy, but I just think that that's a strategy that I've implemented in the past, last year, and it worked out. I did it for the NFL as well for Patrick Mahomes, rather than taking the Chiefs. So I think that's just an interesting thing that I don't know if many people look at, but this is something I do a decent amount.
Yeah, no, I like that. All right, one thing I'm going to give away is the tournament winner for the PGA Championship. I have a ton of golf bets over in the Discord channel. If you want those, please go check it out. I promise you, the tournament matchups is the way to go. Those will be the big cash. I have a bunch of other stuff. If you want anything else, if you want to know whatever possibly you want to know on the golf side, feel free to let me know. Contact me directly. But one player that I really like that could win this tournament, and he's at a plus 1,600, and that's going to be Patrick Cantlay. Like, you can get him, I think, in one of my bets. I don't think I have it on me right now, but I think I have him as a plus, as a top 20. I think he's at top 20 is a plus 100. So a plus, pretty much even money is what I think he is on I think he's on FanDuel, actually. And so I really like Cantlay this week. I think he's going to have a good weekend. And so I'm expecting to cash on that. I don't know about the plus 1,600, but if he does, plus 1,600 ticket is going to look real nice in my pocket. I promise you that. All right. Well, you know what? We've had fun. We've cashed last week. We went 1-1 completely. You were 1-0. I was 0-1. So I'm expecting to get back. I'm going to break it. I'm going to go back to even this week and go 1-1, and we're kind of headed the right direction. But we're going to keep cashing with these. But make sure you stay tuned. We're going to put these other plays that we have up, as well as the no-run first inning for some baseball plays. I believe there is some day baseball tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned. It could be a little bit early, but we'll make sure that we have those up for you on the site, and we'll try to do a little bit more on the Twitter. If you could, follow us. Is it at Bluff City Bets?
Yes, right? At Bluff City Bets on Twitter.
Yep, so make sure you follow us there. Chase runs it. Me and Mark, who is over Bluff City Media, we're going to try to help a little bit, put some more plays out. So we're going to kind of tag team this in a sense and make sure that we can give as much information out to the people. And we're going to get this running really good. We have some special news that's going to be coming out in the upcoming episodes. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But that's all we have. Let's have a great week, and let's cash.
Thank you for listening to Bluff City Bets. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of all things Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.